the Trevor Jackson Podcast.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for checking out my content, man. Y'all are far too kind, man. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button, man. You're going to want to make this one of your home platforms for your news and your hip-hop topics and all of that. If you know what I'm saying, you've been here for a while, you know what to do, man. Hit that like button to help us get into the algorithm, man. Real talk. But I want to start this off by talking about the conversation and the relationship between Skip Bayless and Lil Wayne. It's very interesting. And you know, as of recently, Lil Wayne has been doing shows. He's been on Skip Bayless' platform. I didn't know ever since Skip retired or whatever that he's doing his own podcast on his own time and on his own terms and everything. And I just subscribed to his channel because he had the interview with Lil Wayne. And the interview went viral as of recently, and this is what Weezy had to say. Let's go.
Explain this part to me, because I don't know the backstory of this, but what Kendrick Lamar, you know, what his lyrics were about you. What can you explain? I'll just quickly read them. I know you know them. I used to bump that Carter 3. Okay. I used to bump that Carter 3. I held my Rolly chain proud. Irony, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down, from Kendrick Lamar. Let Lil Wayne down. And I don't really understand that. What, help me out. What was that about?
That was my first time hearing it, but I think he just, you know, I think he's a fan, like I'm a fan of his music. Sure. He's a fan of mine. Yeah. I think
he's definitely a fan of yours. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so I think he just mean by he saw what everybody else he saw how much it meant to me. And I think that's all he mean is that, you know, I don't think it, and you know, when we speak, and obviously he can't control that. And, you know, so he didn't let me know. It ain't like he can control it or nothing. And also, I've spoken to him and I wished him all the best and told him he better kill it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you better kill it. You gotta kill it.
Okay. Well, did he say anything to enlighten you about these lyrics about you? I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. I don't know exactly what that means. If he's sort of
No, he ain't. I don't think he knew he didn't have to do anything. There was no explanation that was needed for that. I think I understand. Again, that was my first time hearing it when you just said it. Okay. But I understand those words. Like I said, I think he just mean that he made it there, and his hard work is the reason why he made it there.
You know, it's interesting that Wayne don't understand that bar, because Kendrick Lamar is a skilled artist, and when he said, I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down, I think it was a play on the song from J. Cole, Let Nas Down. You know, he worked hard to get that opportunity, and it's crazy that they even conversing. Like, Wayne said that they had a conversation. He wished him the best and told him to kill it. And Wayne is in cahoots and in business deals with the person who created that lane and that opportunity for Kendrick to be able to get that lane. So by Drake losing the battle, losing the war and everything, that's what created the opportunity for Kendrick to be able to get the Super Bowl. Who knows, if that beef wasn't ignited early this year, Wayne would have gotten the opportunity. It's just interesting to see that he said that they had the conversation. He told him to kill it. And he don't understand that bar, letting Lil Wayne down. Now, what's crazy is to me also about that thing is that Skip was reaching for a reaction. You could tell he's like the quintessential old school journalist, because being an old school journalist, people try to get people emotional and in their feelings and stuff so they can be able to get a reaction out of them. And salute to Lil Wayne for not reacting with emotion and feelings to Skip trying to take it there. Like, do you know what he mean? Do you understand? Yeah, he is a fan of yours. You know he's a fan of yours. You know, that was a skill that Skip has had in trying to get emotion out of people. He's been doing it for decades. And Lil Wayne didn't bite. And that was cool for him to do that. But also, Wayne says he hasn't heard the lyrics. Now, I want to read that tweet because when he said that, I don't know if he heard the lyrics or not. But why did he respond like this on Twitter? Let me read it. Man, what did I do? I just be chilling and they still come for my head. Let's not take my kindness for weakness. Let this giant sleep, I beg you all. No one really wants destruction, not even me, but I shall destroy if disturbed. On me, love. You know, him saying that or whatever, that could mean that people was reaching out to him saying that we heard Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, mention your name and mention letting you down and all of that in a song. And people could have been reacting, talking to him about that, and he probably never went and go listen to the song. Like I would assume that he heard it or whatever, but he might not have heard it. He might not have wanted to hear Kendrick in that fashion or whatever. But it's this is cool to me to see that him saying that he spoke to him and everything. That means that it ain't gonna be no beef, dog. Ain't gonna be no back and forth bars. What the people wanted, you know, the people, they want to see the foolishness. They want more and more of the dumb shit. And I like when people ain't participating into the dumb shit to get people going. You know what I'm saying? To get people comment and to give people some negative energy so they can feed off of and have something to do later on today. I like that. Salute to them brothers. Now, I'm getting ready to address some foolishness though, because I just got to. I got to. You know, I'll be making a lot of videos talking about the trending topics, talking about hip hop culture, and recently I've been talking about the Jay-Z allegations and Jaguar right, and a lot of the Diddy stuff, man, because it's trending, and I'm trying to get my channel popping. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the views up, the likes up, get into the algorithm so people can see my content and see the quality that I do solely alone. And I was reading, I was approving. Let me not say reading, because I was approving some comments. Because, you know, when you get to cussing and talking crazy on YouTube, they block your comments. So I have to approve them for people to be able to see the negativity that you spewing. So I was reading a couple of comments and I was speaking objectively about the Jay-Z Jaguar Wright situation. And a person was in there, you know what I mean, talking a little reckless. But, you know, I ain't bothered by it. I know I'm mentioning it on my show and I'm giving it too much time already as it is. I didn't reply to the comment or whatever though. I just said, man, you gotta let trolls be trolls and fools be fools at the end of the day. And you watching me, dog. Real talk. I ain't watching you. I ain't replying to your dumb shit, man. You watching me, dog. That's just my opinion. It is just my perspectives, and I try to keep it objective. Now let's get on to another conversation, man. Today it was announced that the DC kingpin, the one who brought the hustle game to DC, had died at 60 years old. He had just been released from a 35-year sentence. And before I give my take on this man, Rayful Edmond, I want to read the piece that Fox 5 released in DC, because the piece is interesting. And I just want to read it to y'all, man. Let's get on into it, man. For real. What I do with that? What I do with that? Okay. Here go the piece. Let me read the piece. Rayful Edmond. So, officials have confirmed that notorious drug kingpin Rayful Edmond, the man accused of bringing the crack epidemic to DC, has died at the age of 60. 60 years old. The Federal Bureau of Prisons confirmed that Edmond died Tuesday. He had been transferred from prison to a halfway house in Nashville at the end of July. Now, it's December, but at the end of July, he had just been released from the 35 years. His cause of death has not been released at this time. Well, we know it was a heart attack. Now, it was a heart attack which he died from. So the piece said, who was Rayful Edmond? Rayful Edmond was an infamous cocaine kingpin who once reigned over Washington, D.C.'s drug trade. He was arrested at the age of 24 and sentenced in federal court in 1990 to life in prison for introducing crack cocaine to D.C., which contributed to the city earning the title of murder capital of the USA. In the 1980s, Edmond was convicted of running a criminal enterprise involving 150 people, ranking in $300 million a year, and being responsible for at least 30 murders. He later received another 30-year sentence for dealing massive amounts of drugs from his cell in Pennsylvania prison cell. After petitioning the court, he was released from federal prison at the end of July after serving more than 3 decades of a life sentence and was remanded to community confinement in Tennessee. Fox 5 spoke with Tyrone Baker, a founding member of the DC-based Organized Alliance of Concerned Men who knew Edmond for years following Edmond's release. He's doing well. He's happy. As you can almost imagine, it's a miracle that he's home, Parker said. Let's give the man a chance, he said. Yes, he did some terrible things, but we're talking about 33 years ago. Let's give him an opportunity, especially if we think he could help us turn this ocean liner of violence around. And he is willing. Who am I to say no? Not me. I'm not saying no. That's what the brother said. So Jason Downs, who was Edmond's attorney for the past 7 years, told Fox 5 back in August that he feels that he has served. And we believe that Mr. Edmond has served and paid his debt to society. I agree. You know, they didn't have no proof that Edmond committed any murders. But they said that the things that he was doing in the streets, the drugs, contributed to a lot of death in D.C. So that's bad, actually. That's real bad. And $300 million a year is, that's a lot of bread. Now, when I look at the pharmaceutical industry, and I look at that man for the United Health Care Center or whatever, getting assassinated as of recently in New York City. And I think about how they contributed to society with the high prices of drugs and the promotion of toxic foods and things that is getting people hurt on a legal level. And I think about me growing up in the projects, me seeing a lot of people die and go to jail for hustling and stuff due to the circumstances that they grew up living. I think that jail, the prison industrial system is some bullshit. I think people need to be helped. I think people need to have access to education, to further their education and be able to do something outside of the streets, because folks are just hustling based upon their circumstances that was created by the United States government. I've listened to a lot of the elders speak when I do my historically speaking content, and they talk about, like, when you let the slaves free and you didn't create opportunity for the slaves, what you expect the slaves to do? They didn't know what to do. They didn't have no intentions of creating, building. You just let them free. You didn't give them no money, no home, no land, no nothing. What you expect them to do? And I look at the 80s and my era in life or whatever, and people doing all this jail time is just like getting them back into the slavery system on a legal route, though, with the drug game. You know, it's foul, man. American system is foul, but I don't think that no man should have to do that much time for trying to provide for his family. When you got these people out here selling these these legal pills and things that they consider to be medicine that's actually taking other folks' lives, man. And I just think it's foul. Rest in peace to Rayful Edmond, man. Salute to you. Salute, man. Salute. Inspiration to street niggas worldwide. Real talk. Now, I want to get into another conversation. Travis Hunter. Exceptional young man. Exceptionally talented young brother. deserving of the Heisman Trophy, man. Played on both sides of the field. Exciting. Before him and Dion and Shador and I forgot the young boy name that played on defense with Dion's number, but the young prime, the prime that he says is his favorite son, Shiloh. I got his name, Shiloh. Colorado was 1-12 before them boys got there, man. Turned that program around. Travis Hunter, great on offense, great on defense. He a little bony though, but for the league now, he a little bony. Better eat a couple of sandwiches or something. Get that weight up, because in the league, them grown men that got the mortgages to pay, they ain't coming to play. But I think he'll be all right. Now, what I want to talk about though, my boy Rob, you know what I mean, Water Guy TV, he posted a video of Travis Hunter's girlfriend. She was explaining herself about why she didn't do this, why she didn't do that, the perception of their relationship. People think that he need to think twice about being with the girl. A lot of folks are speaking their mind, and it's like that they trying to warn him before getting married, before getting that bread, because relationships are serious, man. And women have a lot of rights. They have a lot of opportunity, and right now, boys, looking like men is in trouble. You can't do nothing. Woman taking everything that belongs to you, man. And it seems like they in love to me, to be honest with you. It's like a young puppy love. They happy right now. But as time go by, people have different interests, and people separate and go different ways. But this is just my views, man. You see the runner at the bottom of the screen. It's just my views. Now, I want to play a clip. I don't want to play a clip of her speaking and defending herself. I don't want to play a clip of Travis Hunter talking about her or Dion or none of them. I want to play the clip of Shannon Sharp talking about the haters criticizing Travis Hunter. Let's get into it.
Everybody, I think, that's watching this show have probably been in a situation where they've had a parent that's told them, young woman or young guy, I don't want you to see that person. And the more they tell you they don't want you to see that person, what do? The more you
try to go see him.
Y'all done told a man, now the man went and got a fiance. Y'all keep talking to the man, she's in the commercial. I get it. You don't want the man to be taken advantage of. Nobody does. And hopefully Coach Prime is able to say, bro, you love this woman. I'm happy for you. But just protect yourself. Protect your wealth down the road. But y'all don't dictate anything. And the more y'all don't see it, the more, and I get it. Yeah, I would have thought she see everybody else standing. She's still sitting down. I saw Coach Prime was hugging his mom, and he asked her to stand up. Maybe she don't know what she don't know. But I just thought that, hey, I see everybody else take their hat off. Hell, I'm going to take my hat off too. I see everybody else stand. I'm going to stand. That's just me, Ocho. I'm not saying everybody, and sometimes the mistake that we make is that we think everybody sees things as we do.
Yeah.
But guys, y'all got to let the man make his mistakes. He'll figure it out, hopefully sooner than later. But he loves this woman. This is not an act.
Yeah.
And y'all not going to, if y'all think y'all talking about the man, he told y'all he does stuff now to tick y'all off. He told you that. So the more y'all try to pull them apart, all it does is drive them closer together. Look, I want the young man to be happy. I know a guy that does the same thing. I ain't gonna let y'all, that's why I have my dog at the dinner table. Y'all ain't finna run ish over here. And guess what? I bought some Lululemon and aloe. That's a size smaller than what I normally get. And I'm gonna wear it. Cause y'all don't run nothing but y'all mouth. Y'all try to run y'all worried about that man relationship, and I guarantee you 75% of you got effed up relationships.
Yeah, matter of fact.
Y'all worried about something. Ocho, I just read a study. A lot of women get divorced only to be involved with a married man. Make it make sense. Uh-huh.
Hold on.
Stop trying to tell people what to do. Guys, I want Travis Hunter to do the best that he possibly can. I want him to be smart. And he's about to come into more money than he ever dreamed of. More than he ever dreamed of. And I want him to protect himself. But guys, y'all can't try to guilt this man and talk about, we all done been with somebody that initially wasn't attracted to us, whatever the reasons may be.
Whoa.
Hey man, I should have played Chad part. I haven't never been with nobody that wasn't initially attracted to me, because I'm not chasing nobody that don't want to be here, man. If you don't want to be here, you can kick the bucket, dog. Because I'm going to be happy regardless. I always been happy. I've been happy alone. I don't need nobody to make me happy. But I want to get into some of Unc's talking points, because his talking points, was interesting to me. I feel as if like he was right in some points and he was definitely wrong in some points, because Unc said, let the man make his mistakes. And telling people to be quiet. Stop telling people what to do. Now, when you make a mistake and you realize this ain't no little mistake. If he does marry the woman and she ends up divorcing him, that's not a little mistake. That's not a mistake like he got hit and got injured for twisting the wrong way or whatever. He just said he's about to come into more money than he ever dreamed of. So if he get 100 million and he get divorced, she getting 50. That's a mistake. Ain't nothing wrong with people telling this young brother, take some time to see if this person really want to be with you. Take some time. You don't have to rush into marriage. I got married at 41 years old, dog. Take some time, dog. For real. Make her wait 5 years. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm going to treat you like a wife right now. Well, I've been treating you like a wife before the ring. They lived together the whole time in Colorado. What's the need of getting married? Oh, you a Christian? You want to do what God tell you to do? Well, wait your time. Wait. You can stay in this house. I'll go get the bag. You can wait. But getting a prenup ain't no bad thing. And if you don't want to get a prenup, then you got bad intentions. For real, because you been hurt. I wouldn't leave you dry. Me personally, I wouldn't leave you dry. I'll make sure you're straight. But I ain't get ready to. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym, dog. That was the best ball Drake career. For real. Now let me get into something else that Unc said. I be taking notes, y'all. When I be playing the clips, I be writing down my notes. He said, this is the last thing I want to say about this too. Everybody been with somebody their mama told them not to be with. And when your mama told you not to be with them, it made you want to be with them more. Now I'm going to speak about me. My mama told me to leave this girl alone one day, and I never talked to her again. I wasn't even interested in talking to her again, because when my mama tell me something, and I've experienced that she was right all the time, and I trust that she's going to look out for my best interests all the time. Once I realized that, I remember at one point in time when I was making money hand over fist, my mama told me to save my money. I didn't listen to her, and I eventually ran out of money. Every time she say something, I know it's in my best interest. I'm going to listen. So, young men, listen to your mama, nigga. Your mama going to look out for your best interest at all times. And then another thing Shannon Sharp said to close this on now and get into the next topic. 75% of y'all in bad relationships. Define what a bad relationship is. He talking about he rocking Lululemon a size smaller. Man, don't nobody care about your nuts not being able to breathe, dog. And his dog right here sitting on the table and all of that, man. I rock with Shannon Sharp. Heavy. His show. He should get podcaster of the year this year. He put in a lot of work this year. Him or Joe Rogan, one of the two. But relationship advice, he been giving a lot of relationship advice lately. And this nigga left his live on having sex on the camera. You know what I'm saying? he does a lot of things that certain things. He's not a married man. You can't speak to what Travis Hunter has got going on. You can't speak to a lot of these things without experiences, dog. And a lot of people say, Trill, who are you? You ain't a celebrity. You ain't this and that, man. I'm speaking to my experience. Real talk. I'm married. I done been in a lot of situations. I done had a long bread. I done had girls want me to marry them before and want me to be with them. And guess what? No, dog. No, dog. I got to look out for my best interest. Real talk. Now, I got two more topics I want to talk about before I get up off of this thing, man. Thank y'all for tuning in midweek podcast, man. I normally don't do no midweek podcast, but we here now. I want to talk about the West Coast again. I've been talking about the West Coast a lot and their contribution to hip hop. And I want to know something. Like, I've been listening to Snoop Dogg talk on a lot of platforms lately. Salute to Snoop and Dre. I'm going to do a reaction to their album this weekend. And then we're going to do a recap of 2024, me and my partner. And I just want to talk about Snoop on this interview for a minute because Snoop is a dope artist. One of the, probably the most popular hip hop artists globally. And he said something about passing the torch on the West Coast. This is a thing that we do on the West Coast. So I want to assume something because I'm not saying that I'm right, and I know that I'm right. So the kings of the West Coast through time, who was it and who has it been? So the king, this is me assuming, I'm going to say Eazy-E was a king of the West Coast in the 80s. Or Ice Cube. It got to be one of the two. I don't know. It could be Ren or DOC. One of them boys from who, educate me, my folk on the West Coast. Who was the king of the West Coast in the 80s? Then we're going to go up a little bit. Early 90s. Had to be Snoop Dogg. I'm assuming. I'm not sure. Could be Spice One, MC8. It could be E40. It could have been Too Short. It could have been a lot of people in the early 90s. But king of the West Coast, I'm going to say it was Snoop Dogg. King of the West Coast for 95, 96, Tupac. But West Coast people, help me out. Can Tupac be the king of the West Coast, not being from the West Coast? Interesting. After that, I would say it was the Game. I would say it was the Game. The Game was putting in work, putting in numbers, doing his thing. But this is the clip, though. Passing the Torch by Snoop Dogg.
In 2011, I want to say there's a historical moment. Yourself, Corrupt, The Game, I'm missing somebody else, essentially pass the torch to Kendrick Lamar on stage.
Yes.
Kendrick gets emotional. I think that was like a real turning point.
Well, at that time, The Game, he was the one that was
carrying the torch.
He was fucking carrying the torch. Game was fucking it up. He was getting it in. He was busting. He was battling niggas. He was keeping it gangster. He was taking niggas on tour.
Selling hella records.
But he was doing G shit, and we shouldn't forget that. A lot of times we run past him to get to that.
No, Game had a grand, he was holding the West Coast down.
That's why he was on stage when Kendrick was presented that, because it was all a part of us seeing that he was the next in line.
Yeah.
That's how we do it on the West. We give it to who's accordingly running the show.
Yeah.
So Game naturally on stage with me, we felt like he the one. And it wasn't no discussion that we had 3 weeks ago. That shit happened right there on
happened on the spot.
This nigga was fucking it up. We in the crowd watching this nigga fuck it up. I'm sitting with Dr. Dre in the crowd watching this nigga fuck it up. And I'm like, I gotta go on stage with this nigga Dre. I'm sorry, I can't be in the crowd. So I go on stage and he do another song. Then another song, and they look over at me and they hand me the mic. I'm like, man, fuck all this shit, nigga. This nigga's the king. And everybody agreed. And that nigga broke down in tears, and it was beautiful because I watch him now and I see all the work he put in before he took the crown and after he got the crown.
Big salute to the West Coast. Super influential on me and the way I create music and the vibes that I create, man. Super influential. Now, I want to get to the next topic, but in closing, I want to say the coast that's most divided with the gang culture has become unified, and they took over 2024. I think that other areas need to take heed to that, because when Atlanta was on top, it was a more unified situation. That's when you had people who didn't even like each other doing records together. Most of the time when places are on top, they're more unified. And the West Coast is showing you that right now. Salute to the West Coast one more time, man. My last topic of discussion, you know, Jay-Z got the allegations. I didn't want to make this the head topic of discussion on the show, but his lawyer came out today and said has nothing to do with Diddy. He doesn't know nothing about his case. You may have seen them together, but they ain't friends. I'm going to play that clip because that press release or that press briefing was a masterpiece. A masterpiece by that dang on lawyer, man. I'm going to say this. That lawyer is worth every penny. Jay-Z could be guilty, and that lawyer will sway the public with the way he is presenting things so professionally and so accurately. It made me feel like, man, this is a hit piece on Jay. I think that Diddy should have hired that lawyer. But you know what's crazy? Behind the scenes, you know, you can't hire a lawyer that's when he may be representing somebody else, it could be a conflict of interest within the case. So the lawyer chooses who he wants to represent. So me looking at the ties to this case with Diddy and Hove, I think that the lawyer would have been in a conflict of he would have been in a conflict of interest if he would have been with Diddy and Jay, because you got to look out for the interest of one person over the interest of another person. You can't look out for the interest of both people equally. Y'all get what I'm saying? I hope y'all understand, man. Let me play the clip.
Right. Will Mr. Carter say anything more specifically about Mr. Combs? He didn't really address him in his statement, but anything since outlets and internet speculation have tried to affiliate the two of them, he didn't really, in his statement, specifically say anything about any of the allegations.
I mean, Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs. They knew each other professionally for a number of years, just like in all professions. People know each other. At the music awards, they support each other. If you go to the NBA All-Star game, they support each other. That's just how professions work. There is no closer association between any of them. That's also a matter of fiction. That's all that there is. He doesn't know anything about the charges or allegations against him. He has nothing to do with that case. And there's nothing more to say.
I like that. That straightforward, straight to the point. But I wanna address something, because I read the comment section of that, and people was posting pictures. I seen it on X. I got that clip from X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. And people was showing pictures like, how could they not be friends? They was together here. They was together doing this. You see them kikiing and smiling and shooting the shit and all of this right here. They popping celebration. And they doing things together. They hugging these girls and they taking pictures and photo ops together. It could be true. They could have been friends. This is an assumption by me, but I'm going to talk to y'all from an experience. And some people may be watching this, that me and their relationship is like this. You know, things can be sweet. Things can be good. We can be shooting the shit on the podcast. We could be doing a business together, hustling together. Or our interest together could be making music at the moment. Our interest together could be just something else, chilling, going to the club, performing. We could be interested in a multitude of things. But soon, we could work together. Let's say it like that. We could work together. We could be friends at work. While we at work, we cool. Soon as somebody quit the job, we never talk again. Because our our friendship ended at the workplace. When I did music with certain individuals, I never talked to them again after I did the music. When I did podcasts or certain interests, I never talked to them again because the interest at the moment that was keeping us together is now gone. I'm done, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. I appreciate y'all for watching my show, supporting my show, and being subscribed to my platform. Peace, love, plenty, abundance. Make sure you go get you some money. And I'm gone. Chill.
If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. I had to change my mental, upgrade my credentials. How a nigga came up, it wasn't accidental. Now monumental, more like legendary. A player never worry, bumping pop, Hail Mary, trapped off a Blackberry. Ain't contrary to your belief, I made it at them streets, don't acknowledge beef. Kept the play discreet, we too unique, on the winning streak. Spent a couple racks at the boutique, I wouldn't change nothing, I'm always me. Never took a plea, nigga you a flea, I'm your OG's OG. He called me for inspiration, need a consultation, just make the payment for the conversation. If it's elevation or innovation, my expectation ain't limitation, you need a demonstration. My track record and reputation should be admiration, that's confirmation. I'm decoration for the trenches, off the benches, jump the fences, no penny pinching, we off the hinges. Hit the shot, my team winning, the series clinching, you niggas finished. Never timid, I've been a menace, no old dog and every day is printed. Haters living cause my life changed, should be happy but you a real lame. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change nothing. I had to get me something. I came up from nothing. My lifestyle been kinda wild, grew a real foul, but mama proud. Seen a young child take off his style. Wavy nigga, no new now. When they hate, I kept a smile, but meanwhile I'm stacking piles. Beef, we don't reconcile. My grind, yeah, it's versatile. Run the game like Noah Lyles. New Audi with 0 miles. Been a baller since a juvenile. Never was I in denial.
The Trevor Jackson Podcast.